we touched on a little bit. I think it's probably a natural transition point to like the thing that I think we'd be remiss not talking about. So the KYRIE situation.
I thought you were going to say Jakob Pertl. He has COVID and he's impacting my team.
Yeah, we were definitely going to. That's the thing on everyone's mind is Jakob Pertl.
Same.
No, I think so. What is your take on that? And I don't want to get political. I don't want to talk about his like decision to not get vaccinated.
Let's talk about whether or not you should get vaccinated. Let's do it. That's sure to be
a hot message for everybody. But I think obviously, so for background for anybody who's listening who doesn't know kind of the situation. So the state of New York has issued basically I don't know if it's a law or a mandate. I don't know what it is, but essentially statewide mandate from the governor's office that basically says, if you're employed or you're going to participate in employment in the state of New York, you got to be vaccinated. Well, most people don't think of it this way, but KYRIE is an employee of the Nets, and as a result requires that he must be vaccinated to play at home games. So obviously the big decision that they needed to make, and ultimately the Sean Marks needed to make was, are we going to keep a guy and let him play half the games? Are we going to, and maybe more importantly,
assuming they change the mandate halfway through, or assuming he gets vaccinated halfway through.
Well, in theory, I think the half a game argument was, he could play away games. He could be on the team and play, the other states that don't have these mandates. I think that ultimately, and this was in Sean Marks's statement when he finally came out with it, was I think they look for whatever decision or position you hold on vaccinations. I think from a purely basketball standpoint, I really, really respect and agree with Sean Marks's decision, which was we don't need the media circus associated with KYRIE being on the team while he's making this decision. So it's KYRIE's decision. He's an adult. He can decide what he wants to do. There's a mandate in place. And while he can't play home games, he's not going to participate in team activities, which I think is the best way from a basketball perspective to say, like, here's the dudes who we're trying to win a championship with. And we don't need a question for KD every night, a question for James Harden every night. Like, when KYRIE going to get vaccinated? Like, that's just not helpful to anyone on the team. It certainly doesn't fit Kevin Durant's personality. He does not enjoy the media, right? He has a very Kareem Abdul-Jabbar approach to the media. So I just think that from a basketball perspective, I get where he's coming from, whether you agree with KYRIE's decision or not. I think it distracts from the mission of trying to win a championship. What do you think?
Yeah, I think also another big basketball reason there is every other game, you got to try and rebuild your chemistry with the team that you have. And building chemistry is not an easy thing. I mean, especially when you have three superstar high usage players, like they're already, even if KYRIE was playing every single game, they'd already have chemistry issues that they need to work through. And it would probably take them most of the season to work through that. A lot like Miami was back in the day with LeBron and Wade and Bosh. So to cut KYRIE out every other game, you're never going to build that chemistry. And then once you get to the playoffs, if the mandate's still in place and KYRIE's still not vaccinated, then you got to play 2 games with KYRIE, 2 games without KYRIE, a game with, a game without, a game with. There's just no way. There's no way that would work.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Like the coaching burden created there. Like, I mean, Steve Nash.
Well, that's okay because remember, KYRIE said they don't need a coach. So
that's fair. That's fair. You don't need a 2-time MVP as your coach. That's not. You have KYRIE. Like,
yeah, it'll be fine.